Hey man, how are you?
Hey, Bobber!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade Convoy 24. I'm Alex Kinash, a fundraiser and truck driver. Sadly Ragnar couldn't be with you today, but he's working very hard back in Estonia. But the team have managed to bring, as you can see with me here, more trucks for the defenders of Ukraine. And that's thanks to you continuing to fundraise in the sunshine, in the rain, and in the snow. And it's thanks to all of you that we're able to keep bringing this life-saving equipment here. So join us today and meet the units and find out more about what your money is doing to help Ukraine defend its country.
We are following rapid change in frontline needs, and that's why from this convoy each car will be provided with this electronic warfare device that can jam Russian FPV drones that can fly into vehicles. And for instance, this drone can jam up to 50 meters from it. And that's sometimes maybe not enough. That's why we decided to test another electronic warfare device on the car. We decided to test electronic warfare device that can be installed on tanks. And this one can jam drones up to 300 meters away. And we will know what is better for our pickup trucks. And since the next convoy, we will show you our decision. Stay tuned, donate for Ukraine.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава нації!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
Україна!
Понад усе!
So can you explain in as much detail as you can, you have like 120 millimeter mortar, and then how does that work as a unit to help target the enemy?
Yes, so it's working as around 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
One prepared the mine, one is the leader of the group. He gives the task, he searches the target, he gives information about with which mine we're gonna fire, on how much distance and all this stuff. And the second one is those who like gave the trajectory for the mortar. And me is the last one, who is the second helping to this guy, because as you know, 120 is a pretty much big gun. Yeah. You need some forehands there. Yes, and that's how it's works. So pretty much we provide support to our troops on the front line.
Yeah.
When we got attacked from Russians and they try to pick up our position, we support them with artillery fire. My regiment, one of the best mortars, artillery, yes.
Really?
So
wow.
Pretty much those who coming back from the Russia, who was captured in Mariupol, they're one of the best. So they teach new generation,
wow.
Provide with information, with all necessary lessons, preparations, training, and after this they rise as professionals.
So
who
you've
fight
been,
for the country.
You've been taught by real Azov veterans,
yes,
that
of
have fought maybe since 2014 to operate these weapons.
Unfortunately, it was only few exchanging, and now they stop, and a lot of our brothers still there, and we are waiting for them. We are fight to make them free and come them home.
I mean, this is it. And if, for anyone that's been to Ukraine on Kashatik, it's there on the wall, isn't it? The free Azov defenders. There's still, what, 700 upwards that are still in captivity?
Yes, if we speak about only Azov regiment, it's about 700. But if we speak about the whole garrison, like the whole people who were in Mariupol, unfortunately bigger number, and unfortunately we don't even know like what exactly number it is, because a lot of people were just disappeared. A lot of people were died without any improvement, so we can't say either they alive, either they die, either they captured, or where they are. We don't have information.
It is important to remember that there are a lot of very brave men that are still in Russian captivity, and we need to make sure they're not forgotten and that they're got out as quickly as possible.
Unfortunately, now Russian invest more in digitalization of their army, buying a lot of drones, especially FPV drones, and unfortunately not only the usual one they use in the day. Already they start buying like X-ray, so they can see and work at night. If you have this, you can just save your life.
You can have the dome protect you,
Yes, and once more about this. Not always we can use the lights, so it's very good to have such cameras that can help us to drive through the forest in the full dark.
So I think this is the importance of the NAFO 2.0 truck, that not only does it have the right tyres and the night vision, having this is now critical, because kamikaze drones are not just being used in daytime, they're now able to be used at night, and without it, vehicles like this cannot survive for long on the front line. Whoa!
Of course it's empty, there is nothing dangerous in this, it's just like a body of it. We make with our emblem, which is named Idea of the Nation, and with our colors. So I hope you know which the flag it is.
Thank you so much.
We have the second one for you too, and we really appreciate your help.
We are representatives of a Special Forces sniper unit. We perform combat missions. Our duties include the destruction of enemy manpower, important officer targets, and lightly armored vehicles.
And the snipers, are they using Ukrainian snipers, or are they using more Western rifles like Barretts and so on and so forth?
We use Western weapons, namely Barrett, Macmillan 50 caliber, Sako TRG M10 338 caliber rifle, as well as Ukrainian-made UAR-10 rifles.
But are they using the bigger caliber rifles to also take out vehicles and hit engines, or are they just using it on officers and high value?
We also use 50 caliber rifles with special ammunition to destroy lightly armored vehicles or light shelters of the enemy.
So along with the truck, you do have your mud tires, and you have the drone jamming. Is this a problem that you're seeing a lot for your unit as well, that they can get targeted by FPVs when you're moving them to position, or even when they're at the position?
Yes, this is a big problem at the moment, as the enemy is improving and using more and more FPV drones. A vehicle-mounted electronic warfare system will be very useful for the safety of soldiers while performing combat missions.
So we've got the truck with the drone jamming, but it's Christmas time, so what other presents would his unit need and want from supporters, be it governments or volunteers, to help them win?
This is the best gift for the unit's personnel. We are very pleased and grateful for such a high-quality vehicle, which has proven to be very good in performing combat missions. It is a Mitsubishi L200.
Yeah, it's definitely a popular choice, we find, of Ukrainian units.
We are grateful for the very reliable rear, for the volunteers who always help the military and do not forget about us. That is why we would like to bring a smile to the faces of the volunteers and present you with sweet shots on behalf of our unit.
Provide us I'm originally from Donetsk region. Makyivka, it's actually the neighboring city of Donetsk, and they form a huge city together. And I was affected by this war in 2014 already, but I didn't fully get everything back then. And I only got it in 2022, and it all got clear to me. It's either us or them, and I need to do everything to support the armed forces of Ukraine, because on their wealth and health and lives depends my life and life of my country. Because if we won't defeat Russia, then we won't survive. Ukraine simply ceased to exist. That's when I started doing the streams together with my friend Jet from Canada. It was just two of us and our one viewer, Charlie, in the first few streams. And then our friends started to join in, and everything changed significantly when I started dubbing the interviews with Russian prisoners of war by Zolkin and Karpenko. I started dubbing them on January this year, and since then a lot of people found out about the channel. A lot of people started donating funds for the armed forces of Ukraine as I started making fundraisers. Before that I wasn't doing that because I don't know because why. That's basically it. Now we have a great community of rollers who continuously support us with the nation's attention to Ukraine. They are amazing people. They are caring. They are just think of Ukraine even more about themselves. Thank you, rollers.
I understand that communication can be quite challenging, especially in this conflict, because of the different types of communication systems that are used by different units.
It can be challenging. It is challenging because the enemy tries to jam the conversation, the signal, and we try to work in this hard situations. Our units use the same type of radio communication. We use DMR communication. It's encrypted, but the radio signal it is sometimes can be jammed. So we have to use another systems, like for the redundancy we have, and if we can.
You perform one of the most important jobs that people don't think about. You know, they think about fighters, drone operators, but without communications, you cannot communicate and you cannot
we
fight.
have a joke when everything is good, nobody think about the communication. But when it's broken, they immediately remember.
So
you know, like.
Exactly. And Andrew Mercado is his community and himself helped fundraise this vehicle, but he served in the US Army. Now, you in the US Army had a very advanced communication system, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We obviously are supported by so many different elements at all times. I mean, we have a Blue Force tracker, which is basically like, have you ever played Arma? Yeah, it's basically like the Arma map in real life. Like you can track exactly where things are going, where vehicles are at. You can communicate in real time back to the it's a lot, but it shows that you guys, like, you have a lot more on your plate and you're getting a lot more done with a lot less than what we had. You know, and it's credit to the skills of your guys' unit and what you do.
We've bought you a truck. It has the jamming equipment. It's Christmas. If you could get other presents to help you, what would it be?
It's probably for retransmitter.
Yeah.
For Motorola would be very helpful. And radio stations, TMR radio station like Motorola.
And that will help more people be able to communicate together? Is that?
Yes.
It's like ammo for like bullets for us. The soldier, if he just will be like hit it, it's usually you can lose it. And it always has
We need replacements.
So you never have enough radios for the individual soldiers to be able to go out and do their work.
And the batteries, it's critical to have spare batteries.
Yeah.
And maybe some advanced batteries that can be charged from Type-C, you know, because in the trenches there is no way to get mains electricity.
So this truck is fundraised through my YouTube channel and my internet community. So a couple of the items here, this is from Native American community in my home state of Minnesota. And they're handmade, just like bracelets, you know, just like sentimental items, you know, wear around or whatever, but they were made from Minnesota, my home state. There's one mistake on each bead, on each bracelet, because in their tradition, in their culture, only God makes mistakes. Or God doesn't make any mistakes, rather. So humans, we make mistakes, so there's a mistake on each bead, okay? So, yeah, Freudian slip. And then this is because our truck is a drone team. If you look on the side, there's a drone team patch that went along with it. Mm-hmm. One of my Canadian viewers, this is a Canadian beaver and a Vyshyvanka. Mm-hmm. So, I just wanted to give that to you. It's a sentimental item, you know, nothing, obviously not like a drone jammer or anything, but just something cool to have.
For you, like,
wow.
Support for our brigade.
We have your Sniffing Brigade patches as well here, guys. So, like, I mean...
So, thank you for that.
Absolute pleasure. There we go. I'll pop it on for you.
There you go.
So cool. So this says, so you can explain what it says to everyone.
37 Brigade is our brigade, and it's like
it's
kind of
separate air assault brigade.
air assault force.
Yeah, air assault forces, the forces, Ukrainian armed forces.
Just about us, just not, but it's in thanks for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Thank you to everyone.
Absolutely. I just feel like it's important to fulfill promises. I made a promise to the 77th Brigade to deliver that truck, and unfortunately it didn't make it to Kyiv. It broke down in Poland and it had to be towed back, and we had just a bunch of sentimental gifts for the soldiers to go with that unit, and they obviously couldn't get handed either because we had no truck to hand off. So I felt it was important to see that through and actually bring it myself and finish the mission that I set out to. But also in that, we had a second truck too as well. So we actually got to deliver 2 trucks, which I wasn't expecting, but we got to. So it did work out even better, and I went home, grabbed some more aid items that were necessary and brought it with. We can't give up on Ukraine. This is important for American values. It's important for what we stand up for in America, for defending yourself, you know, right for independence and freedom and liberty and all that. Like, that's America. Supposed to be, right? Supposed to be. So when we see Ukraine has been independent and is fighting for its freedom again in this day and age, like right now, it's up to us Americans and other Westerners that have freedom and have liberty, and we don't have to worry about Shahed drones coming in. We don't have to worry about hypersonic ballistic missiles coming in to kill us. And I think this needs to be highlighted more. And like the privileges that we have in the West, we want that. I want that for Ukraine. I want to have it a peaceful Ukraine, just people trying to prosper, build jobs, create better economy, better opportunities. And if we have that in the West, and that's our values, then we need to keep consistent with how we're helping Ukraine.
We are the 53rd Aerial Reconnaissance Brigade. We are the eyes of our artillery and all our soldiers. We are now in the Avdiivka sector. This includes the village of Vodyane, Pervomayske, Umanske and Avdiivka itself. Of course, we are not alone there. There are many brigades working for victory. We really need this vehicle, as our vehicles cannot withstand the heavy loads we have at the front.
We're aware that Avdiivka is one of the hardest front lines at the moment. You know, can you explain a little bit about what you're facing from the Russian forces and perhaps the importance of having jamming equipment on the vehicles as well?
The electronic warfare system is very necessary because the enemy is constantly attacking us with FPV drones. Sometimes it happens so hard that we do not have time to raise our heads. This electronic warfare system will at least partially neutralize them, which will allow us to move between locations without hindrance and be more mobile. We're also engaged in evacuating the wounded from the front line, and this is impossible when drones are flying. We lost a lot of equipment because of them. The electronic warfare will help us pick up the wounded and evacuate them to a safe place as soon as possible.
It's Christmas time here in Ukraine at the moment. We've obviously brought these presents for everyone. If he could have other presents from either volunteers or the Western powers around the world, what else would he want for his unit?
Of course, we want peace and victory, but unfortunately this is beyond the power of volunteers. But I believe that with the help of volunteers we will definitely win. We need both cars and drones. Drones preferably with a thermal imager. They help us a lot. These are two main requests for today. Cars are needed because they are consumables at the front. And drones are needed because the enemy also has electronic warfare, and they have very strong electronic warfare systems that leave our artillery, intelligence and infantry without eyes.
And before the full-scale invasion, was he a soldier or did he have another job and career?
I have been working as a director for 15 years. I have 5 children. My eldest daughter is 21 years old, and my youngest daughter is 1 year old. My wife doesn't like that I went to war, but she understands that every man has to defend his home and his family.
Not just trucks, drones are very needed, and I started the flash mob this Christmas, which is called FPV for Christmas. The situation is right now really critical, and we need to join our forces to provide our soldiers with FPV because we don't have enough shells, as you know, guys. Right now there's a huge shortage of it, and FPV are replacing our shells, and we just need to provide army with the new shells.
Be it the actual FPV drones didn't exist a year ago. Now they have thermal ones that attack at night.
Absolutely.
You know, we
don't know what's going to be in a couple of months.
Exactly.
So that's why they are learning, and we have to learn and move forward as well. And that's exactly where support from everybody. I mean, not only from within Ukraine, we're doing a lot, but with the support of the international community, which has to understand that this is exactly what makes, which bring benefits to us, which saves people at the front line.
Yeah.
Because this is, we're losing our friends, and I have lost a couple of mine, and this is tough. This is really tough, you know, when you learn that your friends are dying, and you understand that we have to do as much as we can.
Friends are dying, and there's technology that might be able to save them.
Absolutely.
But we just don't have enough of it.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. And this is all the investment, in new technology now is of an utmost importance. Yes, and as soon as it comes, the sooner the better it comes to the front line, so that it can save more people. The better it is for everybody, and for our just victory at the end of the day, you know.
But it feels like Ukraine, with Brave One and the big investment into drones and the technology, it's starting to focus on this at scale, and hopefully we can see that actually playing out in the front line, that more people have equipment like this quickly.
Absolutely. And everybody, not only, you know, as far as our battalion is concerned, you know, people within the battalion, with the support of our and lots of recommendations from our American friends and others, they just told us that you have to care about that. I mean, you have to pay attention to that warfare is changing, and new technology which you take, all this equipment which you take to the front line, that will save your life, you know, and it's developing very fast,
so
you know.
What did you do before the full-scale invasion, Alex?
I was a teacher of English.
You're a teacher of English?
Yes.
Wow.
So I haven't done any military service before.
No. from the unit.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
That's a great help. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, we have presents.
Yeah, look.
Oh wow. Oh my. So this is.
You know, that is Bakhmut in May 2023.
Yeah.
Our pilot, he filmed it.
From the drone, it's a
wow.
Our commander, he has signed it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately we have some problem.
And we have white phosphorus, do we? Raining down here.
And we were in this area. Yeah.
You're in here.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
this is what the Russians were
That
doing.
is Bakhmut.
From Bakhmut, this is our.
Also Bakhmut things. We saved it for special event, and now we have it now.
That's a special event. Yeah.
Now it's special one. So
this
all
flag was
people-
signed in Bakhmut.
Yes,
In
by our
Bakhmut.
guys, right?
They
So
sent
that's-
it by Nova Pochta, and you can see all the signatures of our soldiers.
And
Yes.
I think people can relate to it though, Alex, because you're not a soldier, you were an English teacher.
Absolutely.
You speak English, you're just defending your country, and people can understand that because they can feel, my God, that could be me.
Yes.
And I think that's hopefully why we are able to get the help that we can.
Absolutely.
But as we've said, let's make sure we get more and more of it, because there are men that are taking 11 hours to be evacuated
Absolutely.
from a battlefield and being dragged along the ground, and that is a horrible, horrible situation that no one wants to experience.
My brigade is engaged in mining and minefield clearance.
So his unit has been, I guess, heavily involved in the summer of the demining for the counter-offensive positions as well.
Yes, we worked in the counteroffensive in the Zaporizhia sector. It was a very difficult area. No war in the world has ever seen such a minefield. One minefield was 28 kilometers wide.
How many would one of your teams do in a day in that area?
I cannot allow a demoner to work with more than 3 hours. In 3 hours, the demoner has cleared his area of mines 50-100 meters, and he goes to rest. During this time, his eyes and hands get tired, and the tremor in the hands is the death of a demoner. In this area, all the available mines were used. PMN4, POM3, laser mines, metal-embedded mines, many traps were made. My demoners got into the traps. They found a mine with a mine detector, started deactivating it, and the mine exploded because of the trap.
And with the ground now being icy like this, how are they actually operating? Because you can't really demine when the ground is frozen, can you?
When the ground freezes, as it does now, the work is completely different. It becomes very difficult. First of all, we do not dig up the mine, but mark it with a flag. We try to detonate those mines that are above ground to save as many of our demoners as possible. The work has really become very hard. Constant rain, snow, mud. And of course, FPV drones make our work very difficult. This is probably the hardest thing at the front right now.
So having the jamming like this will be a great help to his unit as well.
To be honest, I'm more excited about the electronic warfare station than the car. In my unit, things are pretty bad. My demoners do not get their places of work. Their cars are being shot down by FPV drones. Or they have to walk 7-8 kilometers.
So that's it, NAFO. Convoy 24 trucks for the units that could get here today have been handed over. You've heard the importance of anti-jamming of drones, of needing to continue to support Ukraine, because there are sometimes people having to be evacuated by being pulled along with tourniquets. And we're so grateful that this month our campaigns have still managed to raise record-breaking amounts of money. even in December, in the snow. We've been delivering the vehicles here, and a number of drivers will be back here again with more vehicles to hand over to Ukraine. So please continue to support us, continue to fund the equipment that everyone needs to fight the Russians and get this war finished as quickly as possible with the least amount of lives lost. Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava.